Well, here it is, 4 a.m., 4:07 a.m., having my first cup of coffee. Some people know this, some people don't. I was a therapist for many years, and I taught psych in many colleges. It was a very fulfilling career, but it does have a tendency to burn you out. Also, a little trivia for those that don't know me is that I'm a licensed master barber in 2 states. It's a trade. I've always said that every man needs a trade and a profession, and it's something that I love to do. I do it part-time. It's one of my favorite things to do. I never wake up in the morning and say, oh crap, I have to cut hair today. It's something I really love. I have thousands of clients from all over the world, men from almost every state and from about 8 different countries around the world. It's kind of a fun job for me, but my passion is helping people, and that's what I do as a coach. I help men get unstuck. I do it through coaching, like single consultations and coaching packages. I help you set and achieve goals through hard deadlines and accountability. I have a respectable size podcast with about 250,000 subscribers that watch me on a regular basis. And I've been a guest on countless radio programs and podcasts all over the world. I've been speaking in public for decades, been on stages all over. I've shared stages with some of the greatest speakers in the world. I did that all since I had black hair and a black beard. And of course, now that I'm old and gray, sometimes I ask myself, what would I do different? When I was younger, I wanted to be in ministry. I actually thought I wanted to be a priest. I was like that far from becoming a priest. I fantasized about the life of silence, service, and solitude. And then puberty hit. 50 years went by, and now I am old and gray, and I think to myself, you know what? That monastic life doesn't sound so bad now. Divorced and 3 kids later, I still have kind of a paternal spirit and a teaching spirit, and thousands of clients from all over the world right now that are doing great. One of the things I do is helping men bounce back from divorce. I know men that are billionaires, men that have made millions and millions and millions, built great companies, have great accomplishments, but became weak and hopeless when they went through divorce. That's where I step in. And I know my work is not for everybody. When people ask me, what do? I say, I have a podcast that you will absolutely hate. All joking aside, if you've seen my work, you know what I'm talking about. I've worked with men in some of the most hopeless situations. My last job, I was healthcare administrator at the 4th largest prison in the United States. And I've worked with men who have no hope, men who will never see the light of day. Going back to my academic roots, one of the things that I learned back in 1984, believe it or not, was this: gather data, give hope. Never let anyone leave your presence without giving them hope. And a natural extension of giving hope is making the pivot in the past couple years to helping men and women, because typically when it comes to the coaching, it's 100% with men. But when it comes to this new pivot of helping people earn money in other ways, you might have been laid off. You might be burned out from your career. You might have just gotten out of jail. You might have done time behind bars. I feel for you. No condemnation here. It's hard starting over. I know that. One of my goals is to create the Daybreak Ranch, where we do weekend retreats for people who are starting over. A weekend of sanity, clarity, and reason. A transformative weekend. If you're interested in being part of the building of the Daybreak Ranch, just message me sometime, and I'll share with you my vision. Until then, just realize it's never too late to start over. Never. I don't care what your past is. I don't care if you've made bad decisions in the past. Let's look to the future. The 3 things that get all men into trouble: money, sex, and power. And how does a man come to grips and peace with all those things? And those are the things where most men get themselves into trouble: money, sex, and power, if we're honest with ourselves. That's what my podcast is about. And for the guy that's not doing well right now, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. It doesn't feel like it right now, but it will be.